Hi, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with the BI Rabbi. I'm Rabbi Adam Stein. I was just at the library this morning, the Vancouver Public Library, and I dropped off some clothing donations at the bin outside the fire hall. I got some books for my kids and my wife, one for myself, and I did wonder if I have any overdue books. And I just read, actually, a story in the New York Times about a woman who had a book for 63 years. And she took this book with her every time she moved. She always felt sort of bad about it and felt a little awkward and uncomfortable. I have a book that's 23,000 days overdue. It really says in the article, 23,000 days. She sent it into the Queens Public Library. Now she lives in Wisconsin, but she had been growing up in a Jewish family in New York, actually. I read that her parents spoke Yiddish with her when she was growing up. And she said she sent it in and she felt really bad about it. She sent in a $500 donation also, which was very nice. Her name is Betty Diamond. You can see her right here. And here's the book that she checked out, Old Paul. It's called Old Paul the Mighty Logger. She checked it out July 10th, 1957. Wow. So the Queens Public Library in New York was very appreciative of the returned book and the donation. The chief librarian said they stopped tracking late books after 7 years. And though they have nearly 80 million items in circulation in a 7-year period, they only have about 11,000 that are no longer being tracked after those at any given time. Not a bad track record. Sorry for the bad pun. Well, I'd like to tell you about another library with a ton of volumes, the library at the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York, where Rabbi Infeld studied to be a rabbi, and it's the founding institution of the conservative movement. Before there even was a conservative movement, there was JTS in the late 1800s, and it has one of the greatest Judaic libraries in the world. Hebrew University is probably in a tie with JTS in Jerusalem. Now, in addition to its 400,000 circulating volumes, the library has this exceptional collection of rare materials, including the world's largest collection of Hebrew manuscripts and 43,000 fragments from the Cairo Geniza, where they found all sorts of old bits of text in a place where special sacred texts had been stored to be buried in a respectful way at one point. And they were just sitting there, and they were found in the past centuries. A really amazing find. And they have archives. Actually, Lissa Weinberger used to work at the Jewish Theological Seminary Library. So this article and my own frequent visits to the library and our connection with JTS reminds me of the importance of libraries, the importance of books and words in the Jewish tradition. Tomorrow night, we'll read words, old and new alike, in our Haggadot during the Passover Seder. There are new Haggadahs, old Haggadahs, the classic Haggadahs, the Maxwell House, that old yellow one. Words that have been passed down for generations and centuries, some of them probably 20 centuries. And holding on to these words and the dictum of the Haggadah that we are to see ourselves as if we came out of Egypt, we ourselves, such a powerful way for us to hold on to our families, to our traditions, even during such difficult times as these, when we can't celebrate in person with so many family members we'd usually connect with on Pesach. So speaking of JTS, Jewish Theological Seminary, the new chancellor of the seminary, the first person who's a woman to be the chancellor, and only the second time someone who's not a rabbi is the chancellor, Shuli Rubin Schwartz. Dr. Shuli Rubin Schwartz, a great academic and professor. She's been working at JTS for a long time in the administration as a dean and a teacher. She is speaking in dialogue with the 5 pulpit rabbis in the conservative movement who are in this area in BC. Rabbi Infeld and I, and Rabbi Harry Breckner in Victoria, and Rabbi Susie Tendler in Richmond, down at Beth Tikva, and Rabbi Philip Gibbs in West Vancouver. Rabbi Infeld will moderate, and the 5 of us will be in dialogue with her. That's April 12th at noon, a wonderful event. Please register. There are a few things to fill out when you register in the process. They just need to get that information at JTS and security and everything, but it's a free event. Don't worry. If you have any difficulty registering, just let us know here at the shul. Also, one of Rabbi Infeld's favorite professors from JTS, Dr. Benjamin Gampel, will be speaking as a part of our BI Scholars series. That one is the 20th of April at 7:30 p.m. A really great talk about Sephardic Jewry. I want to wish all of you a Chag Sameach and a Shabbat Shalom. Hope you have a wonderful Pesach, a kosher Pesach, but most of all, a healthy Pesach and a healthy spring and summer. Shabbat Shalom.